have the shirt. Then I will start my final thoughts will be all fantasy shirt related from that point. So I'm gonna give you the 6 weeks though. Thanks for the congratulations. Appreciate it.
And so we have Don here, boys. We got
Happy New Year there to you, Don.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you too, guys.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's start with you, Red, since you were the first one here. How do you like Alabama season, and what do you think about your quarterback declaring eligible for the NFL? Do you think he's going to be
unfortunate? That's unfortunate. The thing is about Ty, and what I heard a lot of people say about him is that he doesn't have a lot of experience. Like when you look at he hasn't played a lot of games in college, so I think that would be one of his only knocks. I do think that this is, of all the drafts to go, doesn't seem like a really strong quarterback draft. I have to listen to people who watch college more than I do to kind of inform me on that. But it doesn't seem like a super strong quarterback class, so maybe this is the year. Why not? I mean, you come out this year, you don't really have much competition. But he hasn't played a lot of games, and I really wish he came back to Bama. I'm happy about Bama's season in regards to that. The loss, the way that we started this season, it really sucked. So we turned things around. Didn't end the way we wanted it to, but I'm definitely happy about how it turned out all in all. No complaints.
Okay. Don, you got, I guess, a little bad news. I don't know how much he played into your future plans, but you got a guy that declared for the NFL also.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we actually had DJ Campbell, offensive lineman. We were counting on Trey Wisner, running back, counting on him. And then two other guys, receivers, decided to enter the portal. So Texas took a hit. Trey Wisner has been a very quality, dependable back, and he hit the portal. I think he's going to Florida State. And then,
he's going to FSU.
So they put in this Christian kid, and he went in and had 109 yards against Michigan. His first start. This guy was third on the depth chart, and so Texas has some athletes. They have a running back room that's pretty deep. So right now, I'm more worried about offensive linemen. To be honest.
And you had one of those declare for the NFL, or
DJ Campbell.
Yeah, he was one of your starters, or is that the third string guy you were talking about?
No. The third string guy was he's coming back. When Wisner hit the portal, and we had another running back that was injured. He came in and ran for 108 yards against Michigan in the Cheez-It Bowl. So we're good at running back. We have the number 2 guy recruit coming in from Florida. His name is Cooper. But he's gonna be a good one. So we got some guys coming in. I hate to depend on freshmen, but like I said, sometimes it can't be helped.
Yeah, well, it's and a lot of those guys when they start as freshmen, especially now that you got the portal and you got guys that it's. I don't even know how to describe it anymore.
Free agency, man. Free agency opened up.
So I did want to address something that Reggie was talking about with Simpson, going to the NFL. People who study analytics will tell you that your quarterbacks need to have 2 years starting experience in college before they go to the NFL. That's why that was one of the things that the Mannings told Arch, said, we want you need to stay in, be a starter for 2 years before you think about NFL. And
I think so.
And I think Simpson is a good quarterback, but he's kind of inconsistent this year at times. Like that Indiana game. So I think he would benefit from a year, in the system. But you can't tell kids shit these days.
Right. I was hoping that the NIL would keep him there, guys. I was hoping that the NIL would at least hold the NFL off for another year or so, but guess not.
Well, the NIL has changed even with the last 2 years, because NIL used to be, or the portal was, you lost your third, second, third team guys who were more playing time. They went to the portal. Now it's all about chasing the money. Texas lost a starting linebacker to BYU, LaFell. He's going there. Another receiver, Parker Livingston, who I was really high on. He's going to Oklahoma.
Goodness, just shopping on your team there, man. Just.
Oh yeah, that was a slap in the face. And then he had the gall to say that he was run off. He wasn't run off. He wanted 900. He wanted 900,000. Texas said, "We're going to give you 700,000." So he left. In Oklahoma,
Did BYU? Did Oklahoma give him the 900?
No.
Oh wow.
The market is not there. Trey Wisner wanted a mill to stay, and they said, "No, you have a history of injuries. The market says you're worth, 800,000." And he said, "No, well, I'm worth $1 million." So he goes to Florida State for what Texas offered. These guys who are leaving Texas, chasing the money, they're breaking even, or they're making less, which is crazy.
Well, yeah, it's remarkable. We're talking about kids that are making that kind of money in college nowadays. I mean, it used to be an envelope under the table. Now it's Bitcoin and everything else. But,
well, who's killing NIL is SMU. They're like, hey, we can finally do it legally this time. We'll get the death penalty.
They should have came out. SMU should have came out swinging first day. They should have been out there first day, man, just to try to get some of that back.
Don't be surprised. I mean, we're just getting started here, and all of a sudden, SMU is back in. Never can tell right now.
Yeah. Well, if you think about something like Texas Tech, I mean, Texas Tech was perennial, 7-5, 8-4 team, and all of a sudden, they win 11 games. Now, Oregon kind of exposed them, but I don't know if y'all have ever been to Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas is not a pretty town. Now, I like Lubbock because I'm from West Texas. I enjoy the weather, and I'm kind of weird that way. But your kid coming in from Houston or Dallas or Florida, they avoid Lubbock like the plague, And don't get me started with California. A California kid goes to Tech, he's in for a culture shock. But
it's kind of the same thing when a kid goes to Bloomington, Indiana. I mean,
Bloomington has trees, James. Bloomington has trees.
Yeah, it does.
They have water in Bloomington. Lubbock, you can't say that. Lubbock has tumbleweeds. Seriously, Lubbock has freaking tumbleweeds. So,
it's well. Let's see. I really wanted to talk about what was happening over there at the University of Washington, but Bo seems to be the only one that's really kind of qualified to talk about that, unless you guys.
So I read the report on that. So a student who's close to the Washington Athletics passed away, unfortunately, sadly, and they had a memorial service. The whole Washington Husky team showed up, except the quarterback. And I said, hey, where is he at? Well, he was filing paperwork to enter the portal.
No, what? During the time of the funeral? Like, wait, during the time? Wait.
But wait a minute now. That's not just the interesting part. Didn't he also sign get some money from the University of Washington?
Yes, he signed a contract and then went to portal. So, well, that's my understanding. So, and then, the quarterback situation nationwide is crazy. I mean, but and he was a starter.
Yeah,
it's one thing if you leave if you have a backup that leaves, but now we got starters leaving their team. The guy at Arizona State, Levitt, he's I think going to Tennessee after giving a dry rub to LSU. So yeah, it's crazy.
Dry rub, I like that. Don.
I'm trying to keep it family friendly.
Oh, so
that stopped me.
So Dave, well, we know how your travels have been. I saw that big smile on your face, and we get DK back.
Survived it. We survived it, guys.
We'll talk about all that a little bit later on, but let's talk about some of these fires here. Reg, what did you think? We got to start with you. I mean, you got rid of the coach and the GM, I believe. Is Kurt going next? What's happening down there?
I think Kurt just restructured his contract, man, from what I'm hearing. There's some restructuring that gone on that gave the Falcons a significantly more cap space this coming season. But I think it had to happen. I mean, there could be good things that happen. I think that I don't know how long Fontenot's been here, and Morris has only been here a couple of years, and there can be good things that happen within that time. But I don't think that when you look at both parties, I think that Morris maybe would have got another chance if he didn't come in with an already losing record. So when you're a coach that comes in with an already losing record, you could be gone a lot quicker than somebody that's coming in that's established winner, at least from somewhere, whereas Morris didn't have that established background from anywhere. Players liked him when he came in, but he didn't have an established winning record when he came in. So I never felt like he was going to have a long rope as far as if he started to lose or if things started to skid, he was going to be allowed to kind of correct the ship if he wasn't able to correct it quickly. I think there was just a time for a change of pace here. The Falcons, we haven't had a winning season since 2017. I don't know if people know that, but we haven't had a winning season, 7-8 years, a losing team. And you got to kind of come to terms with that and make the hard decisions to change the trajectory of your franchise. Because at the end of the day, a losing team is just a losing team. And that's all we've been since both of these guys have been here. So maybe we can change things around here. The quarterback situation needs to be figured out, and hopefully we can do so. Maybe Kirk's a Band-Aid. Maybe we don't have a first-round pick next year. We're in purgatory when it comes to that. So we have a lot of work to do, and I think that the work needs to start with the quarterback, but we know it'll probably start with the hiring a general manager and coach and all that stuff first. I don't know what they're going to do with the quarterback, to be honest.
So you don't think Penix, I mean –
it's hard to trust Penix, guys. Like it's hard to trust Penix to begin with. Like when you put Penix in, it's hard to trust that. And if you are going to be that injury prone, you have to be Joe Burrow. You got to be that good if you're going to be that injury prone. And he hasn't shown to be worth sticking around for that. Even with Joe Burrow, I think it would get old if the person's in and out of a lineup. But the thing is Penix was just playing himself into a job. He had never established himself that he was better than Kirk. He had never established himself that he was an NFL quarterback. He was in the process of establishing that. And with the pre-injury history that he has and the fact that now he's injured again, how do you turn your franchise over? How would you do it? This is something I wouldn't do this in any other aspect of my life. I don't think you can. I think at this point, maybe the kid heals up and everything, but it's just hard ask for me to just say, hey, now it's Penix's team as soon as he gets healthy. I think that we should pursue another quarterback.
Hey Reg, I wanted to ask, because this is a tandem that's been replaced. So how do you think that our blank, right? How are they going to go about doing it? Are they going to hire the general manager first and have him hire the coach?
I've heard a couple of things. I heard that he's actually open to the idea, Dave, of Belichick Parcells type situation where he just merges the positions, and I hear that's something that he's open to. I don't know if that's something that the direction they're definitively going to go, but I hear something they're open to. Now, as far as if we were to say that he was going to hire a GM first, he could. But from what I hear, they've already got interviews lined up with Harbaugh and a couple of coaches already. So if those interviews went well, unless you've already got a GM right there, to somebody that you're already thinking that you're going to hire right then, it could go opposite. He could end up hiring a coach first. You never know.
And was there anybody like on Atlanta's staff, like the assistant GM or anybody that they were grooming to?
Not that we really heard of, man. That's a good point, because there was no like backup to Fontenot as far as we knew. Like somebody who we say, hey, this person's naturally going to elevate into that position. So what it looks like to me is that Blank is probably going to go outside and find somebody completely new to the organization, because from what I hear, McKay is gone too.
Yeah, because I know with the Steelers, they had Omar Khan on the staff, but it wasn't a given that he would be the next GM. He was never promised a job or anything like that, but you knew that he was going to be interviewed because he was their cap guy, and he had been with the team for 20 years, and then they went out and they interviewed.
Dave, that's blasphemy trying to compare the workings of the Falcons to the Steelers.
I don't know what the workings of the Falcons are. That's why I'm asking Reggie.
I wish. So Dave's been blessed. You've been a Steelers fan. You've been blessed, Dave, to deal with a prized and an excellent organization. And these other organizations, the rest of us out here at times, have to deal with an organization like the Falcons who at times look questionable. But I like Blank. Blank's not he's not like Tepper. He's not firing guys every year. He's not an erratic owner by any stretch of the imagination. He usually makes thoughtful moves. And even though I've heard more of who they're looking at coaching wise, as far as like who they got lined up coaching wise, as far as to interview. I haven't heard about any GM interviews, or if they got anybody kind of like in the bullpen there that is going to naturally elevate to the position. But what really is intriguing to me is to see if he does go with the merging of the positions, because that's something that I don't know if the league is getting more away from it or going more to it. It's interesting.
Well, I guess it depends on which coach they end up settling on. But what I like about Art Blank, where he caught my attention a few years ago, and I don't know if it's stuck, but he had an initiative for the fans, and he halved his concession prices.
Still there, yeah. The concession price is still good.
And the interesting thing and I've sent a letter to the Pittsburgh organization every year ever since then, saying he halved the prices, made it more affordable for families, and his concession revenues actually increased after he made that move. Because I know me, when I'm at games, I tailgate. I drink and I eat at the tailgate. I don't buy concessions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's way too expensive.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to pay I think it's almost $10 for a beer, right?
A water is $6.
Yeah, I mean,
you can get a water at
you're
Mercedes for like $3. You can get water for like $3.
Right.
Okay.
It's $4 in Austin at UT games.
So Don,
should be under 5, man.
Don, what did you think about the Raiders letting go of Pete Carroll after 1 year?
Well,
I mean, they did go 3-14, but I mean,
and they look terrible doing it, guys. By the way, they did not look good at all.
Let me preface this by saying that I've always been a Pete Carroll fan.
That's why I asked you.
He did wonders at USC. He had a great run at Seattle. So, I think the front office might have jumped again a little bit because it's his team for 1 year. Sometimes you gotta gel. Jimmy Johnson won one game his first year at Dallas, 1 game. So Pete Carroll's looking like, I mean, he doubled his or tripled his winning.
Triple that, yeah, man.
Yeah. So I think I'd be patient because, you're getting to know your team. You're left with a team that wasn't yours the year before, and you have to learn, everyone's intrinicities and their faults and their strengths and stuff. And so I think I think a coach should have 3 years at least to get started. So I'm not a fan of the Raiders getting rid of Pete Carroll, but I'm not a big fan of Raiders anyway. So there you
uh, Dave, what did you think about McMillan? He says that he's going to be involved in the search for the new GM, but
You mean McDaniel?
his job,
McDaniel.
I'm sorry, McDaniel. But do you think his job is safe? And what about Tua?
Well, I mean, I think the question with a lot of the question with the players all depends on what Miami chooses to do. In terms of their coach, I don't think McDaniel's entirely safe. It's a vote of confidence that they're involving him in the search process for the GM. But I've seen before. Who was it? We're going to be talking about one of these coaches where the owner was out hugging the guy right after their final game. Then he turned around and fired him. So, yeah,
that might have been. I think Arthur Blank did that as well, for sure.
I'm thinking that McDaniel's job isn't necessarily safe, especially if they start out horrendously next season. But I think Tua's future is going to ride with who do they sign as the GM, and is that person going to be here in time to have an impact on the draft? And then also I think that McDaniel will start out as the coach of Miami. I don't think that they're not going to remove him between now and the beginning of next season. But I don't think that he's in a comfortable position. And if they start out with a big losing streak, I could see him being fired mid-season. The key to it is here you're doing a general manager search, and in a matter of, come April, which is going to be here before you know it, all of a sudden you're drafting for the future of the team. So it's kind of I know that, and again, I'm Steelers centric, but Art Rooney II took a lot of heat because he allowed Kevin Colbert to stay through his last draft. Everybody was saying, well, no, you should hire the GM before the draft. Well, the thing is the whole drafting process started last year. The whole process for teams scouting and deciding and ranking all the players for the 2026 draft, that began in earnest in August of 2025. And so by hiring a GM now, this person is going to have to climb onto a moving train. And how much impact are they going to have? And I think that directly could impact Tua's future, depending on what Miami decides to do based on who they hire as GM.
See what's there.
Yeah,
and I hope they don't steal Andy Weidel out of Pittsburgh.
And he was already
Pittsburgh to Miami, weather-wise, but if you want to be with a winning team, I don't know. Like you said,
but for a general man, Andy Weidel's the assistant to Omar Khan. They hired him from the Eagles, and Weidel's from Pittsburgh. He's a Yinzer, but naturally he's going to want to be his own general manager. And what better situation is it for a general manager than to take over a disaster? Because now you come in and then you can build it from the ground up. You're not. He doesn't have somebody's reputation overshadowing him in Miami. Because Miami, right now, they've underperformed for what people were expecting with Tua. So to me, it would be Miami would be a great job to have for a GM.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
I agree. And I also think that McDaniels will start the season on the hot seat. It just seems like it. That's the.
I mean, I see no, I see no improvement. Nothing that says that this guy is going to make an improvement on the Dolphins. I don't see where this maybe it's a false vote of confidence, but when even why would you have him looking for a GM when he's on the hot seat, when you know that he's not probably going to get fired by mid-season? But
I mean, maybe they're really hoping they don't have to fire him. Maybe I think that two things can be true. I think you can be on the hot seat, and then I think they can really hope you stay. Like, I don't think they want to fire the guy. They might really like him and not want to fire him and hope that he convinces them otherwise. But I think that's what happens with Blank. Blank a lot of times likes the coaches.
But let's look at the division. You have New England ascending. Mm-hmm. You have a perennial power in Buffalo. And then you got a perennial stomping mat in the Dolphins, even when they, even when they had in fact, I would say have two of the best receivers in football.
They can fight it out with the Jets in there, man. You didn't mention one team. That's the Jets. There's another team in that division. They can just fight it out with them.
The Jets and the Fins, yeah, okay, all right. But there's another thing I want to talk about, and Dave, maybe you might want to kind of get your thoughts on this here, because there have been some rumors, but the head coach of the Cardinals was fired, and there's rumors, probably pretty much more than rumors, that Kyler's not coming back, which leaves Jacoby Brissett probably as their starter, and I don't know where they draft at, but they'll probably try to get someone in there. But Reg, what's your thoughts here on the Cardinals getting rid of Mr. Scott's not here, but the world's tallest midget? I mean, what's your thoughts here? Because there's thoughts that he might be hit.
Is that for me or for Reg?
Well, you can start it out, Don.
No, Dave, I'll follow. Dave said that. It's like I feel like all three of us have been called on in this last second here. Like all three somehow. All three of us have been called on in the last 10 seconds here. I'll go after Dave if Dave wants to go.
All right, I'll start off. I mean, I think right now, whenever you have a situation where you have a new head coach, less so than a general manager, because general manager and their duties vary from team to team, but primarily what they are is talent acquisition. Be the head of the personnel department, bring in talent. The coach's job is to work with the talent at hand. And so now once the moment you change coaches, well, now whoever's on that team, and it doesn't matter, it could be a great player, but all of a sudden there's a big question mark. Who's going to be the new coach? Because what does the coach want to do? Does the coach want to go in a different direction? Does he have a relationship with another quarterback that might be a free agent that they want to bring in? Or, do they want to dip into the draft? So I think, the case with is the Kyler experiment over? Don't know yet. We got to see who that coach is and what they want to do. But I would point out, what Pittsburgh did. They got somebody who everybody was saying was pretty much a washed up quarterback, and they're in playoffs. And so, Arizona, depending on where they feel that they are with their roster, the coach that they hire, well, is he going to be comfortable sticking with Kyler, or is he going to say, well, hey, no, I want to go in a different direction? Atlanta's letting Cousins go. Let's take a rider on Cousins while we figure out who we want to get in the draft, either in 2026 or 2027. Because probably realistically, Arizona's looking at a rebuild. And that's simply because of the division that they're in. They're not. It's not like the the South, where you have relatively any team, any given year can all of a sudden rise to the top. Atlanta, New Orleans, even Tennessee for that matter. Out west, they got some very strong competition. So in order for them to be competitive within their division, they're probably going to be having to look at a rebuild. And now whether Kyler is included in a part of those plans, well, that it all rides on who do they hire as coach. And what does that guy want to do? Does he want to work with Kyler, or does he want to put his ride with another quarterback, either a free agent or a drafted one?
All right, Reg, what do you think here?
Yeah, I think it's time for this to be over. I think it is. I think it should be. I don't know if it is. Like Dave said, maybe somebody comes in and decides they want to try to keep Kyler. But I think that it's over, in my opinion, for him. It should be over in Arizona for him. I think it's like a change of scenery or something. Maybe a team takes him on. I'm not saying it's over for the kid himself, but he's had a few season injuries. I would always like the Aaron Rodgers comparison. I do like Aaron Rodgers more because of Aaron Rodgers more of a cerebral player. Like if you don't have to depend on your physical attributes as much to run around the field. And you saw where Aaron had some limitations with that last game where you want to run around the field, but Aaron can still get it there. We all know the arm strength is one of the last things that go. You see old guys still throwing it, so he's smart enough. He can get the ball there. I trust Aaron more just with giving my football team to him more than I would a kid coming off an injury like Kyler, who hasn't really ever reached the heights that Aaron had ever reached. It's hard to trust him, guys. Like the same thing, but like he's earned more trust than Penix has because he's shown it. He's had years where he's been good. He's never been a 4,000-yard passer, but he still had years where he's rushed for a few hundred yards in addition to passing near 4,000. So I think he's competent at the quarterback position. But this in Arizona just hasn't been great. When I look at his games here, he's got a losing record overall. I don't know.
He was benched. He was benched.
Brissett looked like he was playing, but Brissett like he was playing better than Kyler for the last few games that he was in.
Well,
hey, Reggie, could you see Arizona, like if Atlanta cut ties with Cousins, because I think that they did his contract.
Yeah,
that's what he just said. Yeah.
Could you see Arizona picking up somebody like a Kirk Cousins as
why not? As like a bridge, just something that's just like to try to win you a season or so, or at least make you look competitive so you can sell tickets to your fans.
Okay,
at least that.
Now that you opened up that can of worms, can you see Kyler coming to Pittsburgh on the Fields type of contract?
It would have to be something like that, guys. I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't like the fact it's the type of injury. Kyler's had multiple injuries, hasn't necessarily shown that outside of those injuries. Like I said, for you to have multiple injuries, you got to be like a Joe Burrow type player to me. Like you got to be absolutely lights out every single time you play minus the injury. Kyler has ups and downs, and a lot of his heights came in 2020 season. These are all pre-contract years. Sometimes those years are hard to trust. And I just wouldn't like him in Pittsburgh unless he came for near free, like Russell Wilson. I'll take a Russell. Well, I'll take a Russell Wilson deal for Kyler. Yes, absolutely.
Well, they only paid Rodgers $10 million.
I like Rodgers.
Don, be the voice of reason here. What do you think?
So you want me the voice of reason about a former Oklahoma quarterback, okay? Well, so no, let me tell you about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray did not lose the football game all through high school. His first loss in college was against Texas, and that has to be some kind of like obscure record that Bill would know. But anyway, he was back in his prime. He was a dynamic player. I mean, the guy could, he had arm, he had legs. He had a lot of heart. But as age catches up with us all, and you get a few injuries here and there, and like Reg said, he's not. He's injury prone to where it affects his game, his judgment. Um, I think he still has a few more years in the NFL. Probably not with Arizona, but I think he would be a good bridge quarterback, a good backup somewhere. He can still win some games for you. Like he might be like this generation's Colt McCoy. He ride the pine and come in and win a few games when needed, and still make a good paycheck. But I think his days of being a starter are numbered.
So Gary and I went to love it.
Mr. Scott, is the world's tallest midget experiment over?
We'll take him.
Yo,
We'll take
goodness gracious, man.
We'll
McCarthy,
take
is it over already?
Oh
McCarthy's
my
only- how many
goodness!
games has
you
McCarthy
can't.
played? Is it
He's
already
a,
over?
he's a China doll. He's a China doll. He can't stay on the field.
Well,
I
Kyler's
will
injured
take the
also.
world- and I've criticized the world's tallest midget. Yes,
Yes,
I
you
have.
have.
But I will take the world's tallest midget any day of the week before this guy because you cannot trust him. You got Jefferson, you got Addison. The running back now, Aaron Jones. He's got a lot of miles on him. They're gonna have to do something about that. But yeah, I would take the world's tallest midget in a minute. I would. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to email them and say, just take this man and give him the job. Because it doesn't make any sense what we have here. And then when you look at the NFL structure, just to be real quick, if they would go like the NBA, where they just go by records, why is a team that's 8-9 making a playoff and get a home playoff game? This doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make any sense. They need to switch the format to performance based. What you do in the league, they need to switch. But back to world's tallest midget. Yes, we will take him definitely, no problem.
Boy, I'm telling you. I think. Look, you brought tears to Don's eyes over here.
No, I have it's allergies. It's allergies.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Scott, I'm glad you came in here. We were talking about some of the coaches that were getting fired, as you can see, and some of the quarterbacks. What do you think about your man down there in Miami? They say that he's going to be involved in the general manager search. But do you think Tua is going to still be in Miami? I'm sure you would. You take Tua too?
Well, Brian Flores is here. So no, there's no way on God's green earth. The two of
Flores might not be there for long, from what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that teams are
yes,
come
with all these
calling
openings,
for him.
Yes, with all these openings out there now, settle the lawsuit, take another job. But he blew the Miami thing to me because they were winning with Ryan Fitzgerald. They were doing just fine, and then all of a sudden he said he wants to put Tua in. He wants to put Tua in, and that just flummoxed the whole thing. He gets fired. Now he's suing people, and the rest is history. So, Tua, I think Don has said it over the years. These injuries, those concussions and continued having them. He's making a lot of money, so I don't know if anybody could afford him to be a backup. He'd probably have to wait out his contract if he still wants.
Yeah, for sure.
No, Tua. Yeah, this best is used by date, and it's just one of those things that happens in football.
Now, I had to bring this to you because it's only by a matter of feet, they say, that Mike Tomlin is still in Pittsburgh. And Jim Harbaugh, and Harbaugh, I forget what his Jim up, but Harbaugh is getting fired.
Blasphemy, by the way.
What do you
John.
Blasphemy.
What's going on, Mr. Scott?
Well, I thought the Tomlin praise would be over by now. That's why I came in. I thought, that would be
10-7.
You mean the Tomlin wins?
The
we
Tomlin
can't help
talk.
it to keep winning. We want him to start losing. He just keeps winning. I don't know.
The Tomlin talk would be over by the time I tuned in. That's the thing. I don't want to regurgitate all of this thing. He's Lazarus. He's Lazarus. Okay, the man is Lazarus. Okay, I'll give him credit for being Lazarus. He's down. He's Lazarus. Okay, now everybody can grin. He is so happy. Everybody's so happy now. Him and Aaron Rodgers. This thing, they could steal this thing.
I thought we were talking
They
about
could steal it. Absolutely, yes, they could.
I'm
glad we have you on today, Mr. Scott. It's a great night to have Mr. Scott on.
I don't like it one bit. But he could actually steal this thing with Rodgers. Rodgers is rejuvenated. He seems to be interested. He's got the rabbit's foot. We
weren't talking about Mike Tomlin. We're talking about Jim Harbaugh getting fired. The Ravens coach.
Well, he should get fired. Why don't you got an ace and he wouldn't play it? Why in the world does he not get his man carries? He's done it before. Does he don't like the man? What is it? Well, you got the best running back. You can control a game with this guy, and you don't do it. So yeah. Goodbye. Bye.
What do you think there, Don? 18 years, man. 18 years with the Ravens, Don. What
craziness?
Well, that was two men walk in, one man walks out. Either one of them get fired after that game.
Both are crazy, but both craziness to me, by the way.
Either one
both of those. They're just both winning coaches. I don't understand this. I'm just baffled by this.
Let Don weigh in on this here. Don, what do you think here?
I think Harbaugh is a quality coach. He doesn't for some reason. I figured Baltimore would beat Pittsburgh 10 points, double digits. I was going for Pittsburgh. Don't get me wrong, but I thought Baltimore would take it. But Pittsburgh showed a lot of guts, which is very telling of a Mike Tomlin football team. They're hard to kill. So that wasn't Harbaugh's best moment, but I still think he's a quality coach. Even Tom Landry and Vince Lombardi had they had their bad games as well. Harbaugh will be coaching somewhere next year. Last I heard, he was looking at the Titans, perhaps. I think he'd be a good hire for Arizona. So I'm not worried about him coaching. I just, he'll have a job. He'll have a job.
Reg?
Yeah, Barry, I would rant for Harbaugh the same way I would rant for Tomlin. It's ridiculous. The guy, 18 years, he's had 3 losing seasons, counting this past season. He's won 60% of his games. These people are spoiled. They don't understand what it takes to win games in the NFL. Come and lose games like we lose them here in Atlanta, and then you'd understand. We understand what losing is here in Atlanta. That's why I love Pittsburgh so much. I love them. That's how a prize organization acts. You know what I mean? Like, they're just winning games. And the thing is, Ravens, a prize organization. I don't dislike the Ravens. I think they're a class organization. And Harbaugh is a class coach. He only wins games. So it's kind of like when they said that had 7 job offers in like 45 minutes. That's what Schefter said. Schefter said he had like 7 teams called, and there was only 6 openings. So that means somebody has a coach and was hitting them up and was like, hey, he can be out of here. You just give us the word and we're going to get him out of here. That's what they were trying to tell him.
Can you imagine Harbaugh with Bijan?
I'm trying to imagine it now. I'm absolutely trying to imagine it. I'm hardcore trying to imagine it. Yes.
All right, Dave, come on. I can't. What's this?
Dan Rooney's story: a different way to win.
A different way to win.
Class organization right there.
You know,
where Mr. Scott went. Mr. Scott is not on the screen anymore. I'm not sure what happened to him.
Yeah. Well, it's painful for him. He had that bet with James that he hasn't talked about for a while about the Minnesota's record compared to Pittsburgh's. But,
Oh man,
he beat me last year, so I know he's real quiet this year. I'm not gonna say anything, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing about John Harbaugh, I mean, that was a classic competition. I mean, his 18th year, it was Tomlin's 19th year.
19th.
Two fossils.
Tomlin had the upper hand. I think he was up 23 to 17 in terms of head-to-head games against Baltimore. And the problem for John Harbaugh is he had a two-time was he MVP or just first team All-Pro?
MVP. You talking about with Lamar, or you talking about
Lamar?
Yeah, MVP.
Two-time MVP, three-time first team All-Pro. And he couldn't get it done. And what was in his way primarily was Pittsburgh.
The man kicked the field. Couldn't make a field goal. Couldn't get it.
But that's not why he got fired. The field goal wasn't why John Harbaugh got fired. I mean, they lost, but Harbaugh had lost that locker room. And I think Lamar Jackson, he was very, very upset. But I think it's been going on for some time. And all of a sudden, Pittsburgh's been getting Ravens players to come play for Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Sean Elliott, Patrick Queen.
Queen is there,
Malik,
this is
Malik Johnson.
blasphemy. This is
All these guys have been leaving Baltimore. And, at least three of them wanted to play for Pittsburgh. And I think the difficulty for John Harbaugh, he's a great coach. But if any of you watch that the Hard Knocks AFC North session that they had last season, if you watch Tomlin whenever he's addressing the players, and then you watch Harbaugh when he's addressing his players, there's something. Harbaugh kind of comes across as kind of like going through just saying the words, where Tomlin just seems to resonate. And I would ask anybody, go watch that Hard Knocks session when they featured the AFC North.
Okay,
and then focus on when these coaches are talking to their players and see who's resonating.
Do you go along with the premise that if the Baltimore kicker had made the field goal, that Tomlin would have got fired?
No, he would not.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And that's why I put this up, a different way to win.
Yeah, absolutely not. I didn't buy into that
Tomlin
either.
himself, I mean, today he was like saying he felt bad, that John Harbaugh got fired. He has a lot of respect for him. And he said, part of it is in the game. There's a lack of patience, for the players as well as the coaches. And it's kind of for most of the franchises, it's like, okay, well, if you don't do something for me now, if you don't win this championship, we're going to get rid of you. And before, that used to be the outlier, like whenever the Chargers fired Marty Schottenheimer.
14-2. I've never forgotten them about that. They're terrible for doing that.
And it's like, okay, he couldn't win. Well, you got to give him patience. And like, if you look at Pittsburgh's history, well, Bill Cowher, he didn't win his championship until his 15th season. But they stayed with him that entire time. And he couldn't get through the cheating of New England. And that was, primarily, what was blocking them. But he couldn't get to the Super Bowl, or win a Super Bowl, primarily with the Patriots blocking him. But he finally did it. And then his wife got cancer and retired. Well, they're doing the same thing. And Pittsburgh's been they started this back in the 1960s. Art Rooney II is only following the same pattern that his father Dan Rooney established once he took over control of the team from his father.
It's kind of a moot point now, but I was just wondering because as much as I detest the Ratbirds, I didn't have a problem with Harbaugh. But Mr. Scott, come on here. I want to ask you about Pete Carroll. What did you think about him? What did you think about Pete Carroll getting fired? The Raiders was 3-14.
Well, you just said it. Why he got fired? I mean, you just said it. That's why the man got fired. I mean, why would you bring him in the first place? I mean, he's way past. You talk about way past your you talk about, oh my goodness. And then Geno Smith, he's going to ride Geno Smith. He thinks to go somewhere. I mean, that just, these coaches that got fired, they needed to get fired. I mean, Harbaugh, what does he have against Derrick Henry? You know what? If he had used Derrick Henry the way he should have, he'd be in the playoffs now. Pittsburgh would
He
be
ran
gone
20
home.
times.
Right. I was gonna say he only had 120 yards. What do you want from the guy? Like you want Derrick Henry to have 150 yards?
2 carries in the second half. He did all that.
I feel like that's because of the adjustment. Pittsburgh, which wasn't going for it no more, man. They made the adjustments. We had to talk at halftime. We said we're not taking it no more from you.
All right, so I got one last question.
In the second half. That's totally ridiculous, and that's why he should be gone. And he messed up a game before that when he didn't use him at all in the second half. So he's gone by good riddance. He's gone.
I got another question for you, Mr. Scott. Detroit, they fired their offensive coordinator. What'd you think about that? I mean, it was, but it wasn't their offensive coordinator that gave up, 37 points? Whatever it was.
Well, the year before, they lost both their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. They got their coaches somewhere. One of them's in where is it, in Chicago? One of them
the Jets. The Jets in Chicago.
The Jets in Chicago. So that just shows you that the coach is the thin man. That's what I kept telling Demetrius. Just going on fourth down, doing all these risky things. It gets to a point where the players are like, well, let's play defense sometime. Let's why don't we? Let's put him back to the goal line and let him go 80 yards. But he wouldn't do it. He just thinks he can just keep going with it. So he's another one. I've said it before. He's not a good coach. I mean, the players seem to like him. But I don't think he's a good coach. I just don't think he's a good coach.
And Matt Stafford is a better quarterback than Jared Goff, right?
Well, I said it. You heard it here. You heard it here. Where is he? Where is he? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, now you know where to be found. I'm surprised the man from Atlanta is here. I'm very shocked to see him.
Well, this is my normal time. I'm actually about to leave here in a couple of minutes. You're actually getting true to my time to talk about Tomlin. I'm not sure what happened here.
We're getting ready to do the playoffs after Dave gives us our thing here. Dave, give us our recap for the season.
Okay, so as a group, we ended up finishing at 40. We had out of 2,894 picks, we had 1,444 correct for a 49.9% record. So we were, as a group, we were just off of being in the red. Now, for the season,
if I had not contributed to that, Dave, you guys probably would have got you over. That's my fault, guys. I mean, that's my contributions. I feel like is what got you just under that 50%. I should just not contribute next year. And then I feel like you guys will go up to about 60%.
Could be. Well, and Reggie, you didn't qualify for the standings because you had to respond 11 times. So you didn't qualify for the finals. But Anthony decided to stay pat. He didn't respond to the Week 18 questions. So he stood pat. And it almost worked, but it didn't. He ended up for the season at 48.343%. I finished with 48.346%.
That's rigged. I
take fifth place over Anthony since he decided to stand pat on Week 18. Now, James, you came in fourth with 48.9%. You had, I think it was 262 out of 536 correct. And Demetrius, strong finish. I think he had 20 correct week 18.
Yeah.
And he ended up flat 50%, exactly 50% out of all his picks he got right. But the real race was between Don and Bill.
Okay.
And for some reason, Bill answered 2 games twice. And
The
he
same
didn't answer
or
the
a different
third
answer?
one, so he got dinged.
Oh wow.
And so he only got 13 correct. Let me check here. He only got 13 out of 32 picks correct in week 18. And Don smoked with 20 out of 32 in week 18.
Nice.
So based on that, Bill, who led all season long, he finishes with 51.46% of his picks correct, and Don 52.02%. Don is the winner of the season. And really it was that 20 out of 32 on the last day that pulled him over the hump.
Congrats there, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys. We're gonna have our playoff picks here, and Dave, I think you said something about the season winner, so I'll do a playoff winner.
All right, yeah, and Don, I'll get you a Steelers Depot polo shirt that you can wear
Very
with
nice.
pride.
A polo shirt there, Don.
All right.
Polo shirt. No.
Who would want that?
I mean, I would take that shirt. That's just very disrespectful. I think it's a very nice gesture there.
And
Okay.
I'll wear it.
All right, guys. Starting with the playoffs, we're starting Saturday. We have the Rams. They're giving the Panthers 10.5.
Disrespectful.
And the over-under is 46.5. I'm going to start with you, Reg. Disrespectful.
Yeah, it's absolutely disrespectful. I think that the Panthers, or at least keep it within that. Didn't they Panthers beat them? Didn't they just beat them a game? I want to say they lost to them not too long ago. I'm going to take the Panthers at that 10.5. I mean, I think they'll keep it lower than that. And I'm going to take the over.
Okay. The other Saturday game, Saturday afternoon, Reg, we got the Packers. They're giving 1.5 to the Bears, and the over-under is 45.5.
Do we know if Love is playing in this game, or is it Malik Willis?
I'm hearing Love.
I'm still going to go to – is the Bears at home, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bears.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Bears, and I'm going to take the over. Bears and over.
Mr. Scott.
I'll take the Rams. They're going to annihilate them. The Rams are probably going to win the whole thing. The Rams, they'll annihilate them. And I'm taking the Rams in the over.
And what about the Packers? I don't see your cheesehead. Where's your cheesehead tonight, Mr.
Well, it's it may come out, it may not. I'm getting all these people calling me from Chicago. They think it's a done deal. Boy, that quarterback thing. Even though Malik is, what I like about Malik, he plays the same game as the other quarterback. I mean, they play pretty much. You don't have to make a lot of adjustments. He does pretty much the same thing. And I'm gonna take the Packers. I'm gonna take them.
Okay.
I'm tired of all these people calling me from Chicago, dancing and all this foolishness, making a fool of themselves over the Bears. So I'm gonna take the Packers and I'm gonna take it under.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Rams and the over, and I'm gonna take the Bears and the under. Don, who you got?
I want to take the Rams in the over. And I think there's a polar vortex coming in. So I'm going to take the Bears in the under.
Interesting observation there when giving his answer.
Not a lot of points scored in cold weather. So
Yeah, I hadn't looked at that because it's 40 degrees here today. So it's warm here today. Wow.
Hey, January in Chicago. Yeah.
I think it's on you there, Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, the Rams, they can definitely get that spread, but I'm still going to take Carolina and the over.
Okay.
And then Detroit, Minnesota's next.
No, Green Bay.
NFC North, right?
Goodness gracious. Goodness.
Boy, he really doesn't care about our division.
It made me look at my sheet there, Dave. I actually had to check my sheet for that for a second. And
he's really disrespectful.
Man, well, if Love is playing, I mean, both the Green Bay quarterbacks have been hurt. And that was in that Baltimore game when they hurt Malik Willis. Baltimore is a very physical team.
They should have
I'm going to go with Chicago, and I'm going to go with the under.
Okay, you go with Chicago. Did anybody pick the Packers?
Oh, yes,
Mr. Scott picked the Packers.
Mr. Scott did. Okay. So staying with you there, Dave. We got Sunday. We got the Bills, and they're giving they're giving the Jags. It should be 1.5. And the over/under is 52.5. Dave.
Buffalo's a really good team, but I think that they're vulnerable. They're not as strong as they've been. And Jacksonville's really been performing well this year. So I'm going to take Jacksonville in the under.
Okay, and you got the 49ers. They're getting 4.5. No, from the Eagles, and the over/under is 44.5.
Which Eagles team is going to show up? They've run hot and cold. I'm gonna take San Francisco in this one, and I'll take the over.
Okay, I'm going to take the Bills and the over, and I'm going to take the Eagles and the over. Reg.
I'm going to take Eagles and the over, and I'm going to take the I really want to go Bills here, man. The Jags have been playing very well. Trevor's been playing lights out.
That's 1.5, Reg, not 1.25.
I'm gonna take Jags. Okay, I'm gonna take the Jags there, and I'm gonna take the under.
Okay. Don.
Is the game in Philly or in Frisco?
In Philly.
Philly.
Ooh. I'll take Philly and the under. And then Bills are in Buffalo, right?
No, the Bills are playing at the Jaguars. The Bills are
okay. I'll take the Jags in the over.
All right. Mr. Scott.
I'll take the Bills, and I'll take the over. I think the Jags, these Cinderellas, I mean, the shoes come off, and they've had a nice season, but Buffalo, they're hungry, they want to get it. So I mean, they've been at the plate still too long. They're not going to let the meat snatching. It's not going to be meat snatching.
Okay.
And then I am going to take, the 49ers. I did not like their effort against Seattle at all, even though I do like the 49ers, but I just didn't like. Seattle just kind of pushed them around. So I think Philly is going to do the same thing to them. So I'll take the Philly and the under.
Yeah, the 49ers just don't have. They got two weapons, McCaffrey and Kettle. The rest of those guys are kind of inconsistent. But okay, Mr. Scott, we got Sunday night here. We got the Chargers, and they're getting 3.5 against the Patriots. The over-under is 46.5.
Boy, yeah, boy, again, this New England coming out of nowhere. Let's make Belichick. I'm sure he's just rolling around in his bed now, even though he's rolling around with a friend. But I mean, he could have been. I'm gonna take the Chargers. I mean, I think they've just been close. I mean, they're getting points, and I'm gonna take it under. For some reason, I just don't believe New England can just do this meteoric rises. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So.
And for the Monday night game, Mr. Scott, we have the Texans giving 3 to the Steelers. The Steelers are at home.
Gosh, boy, the Steelers probably have the best name in football because that's who they are. That's who they. I mean,
like the steel curtain is what you're talking about. Like a steel curtain defense is what you mean. Is what you're saying.
We're not talking about.
And you're right. You're quite right about that.
We're not talking about Mean Joe Green and the gang back then, but boy, I hate to do this because I just don't think Houston's quite ready. I just don't think.
Just embrace it, man. Just embrace it. It's all right.
I just don't think they're ready for prime time. So gosh. Oh my God. My mouth was not working. I can't get it. I can't get it out. I mean,
I can talk you through
Put it out there, like you told me when I had to choke the rat birds out. Spit it out. There you go.
I'll take the Steelers. I'll take the Steelers in the under.
Okay. Bill, you came in just in time to get the bad news that Don beat you for the season championship.
Just barely, though. It just barely edged you out there. Barely.
Hey, flesh wound doesn't matter. You still get a Purple Heart. So, can you hear us, Bill? I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
You sound like you're talking in the can, but that's okay. So
tin can on a string set up.
We're gonna let you get caught up, right? Well, no, Red, you said you had to go. I'm
getting ready to roll up out of here.
So give us your picks and your final thoughts, and then we'll get to Bill.
Okay, we got Chargers. So Sunday night, I'm gonna take the Pats and the under, and of course, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Every single time. You might as well just put that down for me for the rest of my time on this show. I'm gonna pick the Steelers. And final thoughts. A great 2026 to everyone. Happy 2026 to you there, Bill. Great 2026 to everyone here. And that's it. That's it for you.
All right,
enjoy
man.
your playoff football, ladies and gents. I'll see you next time.
Did you take the under or the over, Reg?
For the Steelers, let's take the let's take the over. That seems like a low score, but I'm gonna take the over there. All right, fellas. I'll see you next time.
Take care.
I'll see you.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Okay. Let's see, Bill. Let's get you caught up here. We were talking about the playoff predictions. So we have Saturday. We got the Rams. They're getting 10.5 to the Panthers. The over/under is 46.5.
I will take the Rams and the under.
We got the Packers giving the Bears 1.5, and the over/under is 45.5.
I will take the Packers in the under.
Okay, let's see. We got the Bills giving 1.5 to the Jaguars. The over/under is 52.5.
I will take the Jaguars in the under.
Okay, and we got the 49ers getting 4.5 from the Eagles, and the over/under is 44.5.
I will take the Eagles in the over.
All right, so that should get you caught up. Don, where are we at here? We got the Chargers getting 3.5 Against the Patriots, over-under is 46.5.
I'm going to Chargers and the under.
Okay, and what about the Texans against the Steelers?
I'm going to go Steelers and the under.
Okay.
But hang on. What's the that game? What's the over under? What's the number?
39.5.
39.5.
I go Steelers and the over.
Okay. The Chargers have a really bad record traveling east. So I'm going to hope they keep with that record. And I'm going to take the Patriots and the over. No, I'm going to take the Patriots and the under. And I'm going to take the Steelers and the under also. I like that Texas defense. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. And I don't trust it. They're playing in, even though the weather might be a factor, I like the Steelers at home. I think we're going to get past, for one time, I think we're going to get past that first round jinx. Dave, scores and final thoughts.
All right. So I'm going to take New England in the under. And I'm actually going to take Houston because
you like that defense?
Houston is 0-6 in playoff appearances and away games. They're like 5-1 at home, but they're like 0-6 away. Pittsburgh has not lost on a Monday night at home since the early 1990s. I think since like 1991 or 1993. But that swarming Houston defense, I don't know. Their secondary has been a little suspect. And Pittsburgh is getting DK Metcalf back, which is good. But I'm going to take Houston in the over.
Okay, you like that Houston defense, huh? Okay.
Yeah. And you want my final thought?
Well, before that, Dave, what do these picks count on the cumulative?
No, this is a different contest.
Okay.
New contest.
Okay.
New contest, starting over brand new.
All right, thanks.
All right. So that your final thoughts there, Dave.
Yeah, so I attended the Steelers game. I've gone to every Steelers home game this year, including the Dublin game, except for the Green Bay game, which Green Bay crushed them. But I tell you, this game, it was such a wild affair, especially in the fourth quarter, going back and forth. And, my personal thing is no matter what the score is, I stay to the final whistle, no matter what. And so the Steelers scored with 55 seconds to go. The place is going berserk. And then Chris Boswell misses the point after. And there's some question as to whether it was blocked or not. But the bottom line is he missed the point after. And there was a young couple next to me. And I said, well, I stated the obvious. That means if Baltimore gets a field goal, they could win this game. And they had all three of their timeouts. And I said, the Pittsburgh's defense is going to have to hold them. And then on the kickoff, Pittsburgh's coverage team has been good all year. Baltimore returns it up to close to midfield. And then Lamar was able to make a long pass to Likely, who made a tremendous catch. And I thought, that's it. They won. But it's a heck of that was a tremendous play for them to win this game. And there was 12 seconds left. That's when this young couple chose to leave. And I feel bad. I should have told them, stay and experience the loss or the win with the team. But just stay until the final whistle and experience whatever happens with the team. But they were gone. I never said anything to them. And then John Harbaugh calls a final timeout for his rookie kicker, essentially icing his own kicker. And he shanked it, and the place went berserk. And it was a playoff atmosphere. And I got to say, I'm so happy that, that I stuck to my principles of always staying to the end of the game. You never know what's going to happen, and that's the way. It could have been either team's game, and both teams played well enough to earn the win. And it just so happened that on that particular play went Pittsburgh's way. So
Right. Lazarus
my
wins
final
again.
thought.
Yeah, Lazarus comes through again.
That's right.
Uh, 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 let's see, Bill. We got to get your last two picks here.
Okay. So that would be
Chargers at New England. It's Chargers are getting +3.5, and the over/under is 46.5.
I will take the Patriots so it's in New England, which means outdoors in the cold. So I will take the Patriots and under.
Okay, Houston is -3, and the over/under is 39.5 Monday night in Pittsburgh.
I'll take Pittsburgh in the over, just barely, probably 41 points, but over.
Mr. Scott, give us your final thoughts for the evening.
Well, my final thoughts, it's kind of hard to kind of keep it on sports, even though, that's kind of the saving grace in today's world. But I, went up down the street to get me a 6-pack of beer. And I come back and I see all these police. I see all of this commotion. I mean, I'm stuck right in the middle of all this foolishness that's going on. I mean, it's right around the corner from me. I mean, I can't believe what this world has come to. And I'm stuck in this stuff. And I wasn't there when there was bullets flying. Fortunately, I had left. There was a big crowd and I was able to sneak out of there. But I mean, that's walking distance to my house, just like 38th in Chicago, walking distance to the house. So my final thought is, I thank God for football, basketball. Thank God for the sports to take my mind off. My son takes my granddaughter to school. He goes through there every day, the same thing. I'm just like, man, this is really unbelievable. And so that's, my final thought is being here is it may be time for me to get out of here because it's just there's too much going on. Even though people want me to run for county commissioner, I got a bunch of people want to meet with me to see if I'm doing it, but I don't know.
I told you that 2 years ago, Mr. Scott.
The problem with that, though, it's a 4-year deal. I don't think I could survive. If it was a 2-year deal, I might even think about it. But we'll see. But anyway, that's my final thought. Is God help us all. Hopefully we can get through this mess and get to a brighter day.
You be safe up there, Mr. Scott. Don.
Yes. So my final thoughts. So several years ago, we had a wide receiver at UT named Jordan Shipley. Jordan Shipley ended up being the all-time leading receiver at UT.
Yep.
His career, he returned 3 punts for a touchdown, returned a kickoff return for a touchdown. Great guy. Spent half his time in church. He's one of those types. He was Colt McCoy's roommate, best friend growing up. Ended up playing at Texas together, and his career in the NFL, he did well. He played for I think 4 different teams, but before he got to the NFL, he had bad knees. I mean, he had reconstructive surgery on both knees before his freshman year at UT. And UT still recruited him, so the knees finally caught up with him, and so he made some money, bought himself a nice little ranch in Burnett at Texas, north of San Antonio. Yesterday, he had an accident at the ranch. He had to be airlifted to Austin. had third degree burns on 20% of his body, and they were afraid he might lose one of his hands.
Oh wow.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know the details of the accident, but it's pretty bad. His father, Bob Shipley, is a legendary legendary high school coach here in Texas. Great family. The last I heard is that he's in serious but stable condition. They're going to be able to save his hand, but he's looking at a bunch of surgeries coming up. So just lift him up in prayer, and God bless you, Jordan Shipley. You're one of our heroes here in Texas, and we wish you speedy recovery from that accident. That's my final thought.
Yeah, I read about that, Don. They said he was on some farm equipment or something. Yeah. So I'm assuming it was probably a tractor or something like that that caught fire.
Yeah, well, one of the farm workers pulled him out of it, whatever it was, and was able to get him to the hospital. And he got to the hospital, and they put him on the helicopter and flew him to Austin. So
yeah. Bill, take us home here.
So on this day, in 1927, in a town called Hickley, Illinois, a group of Wendell Phillips High School graduates and one from Lane Technical High School.
My dad went to DuSable.
Were organized as the Savoy Big Five, named after the Savoy Ballroom, which at that time was located at 4700 South Lake Park here in Chicago, which is now called Martin Luther King Drive. And Tommy Brookins, Harold Inman, Fat Long, Toots Wright, William Kidd Oliver, and Al Runt Pullins were organized by a booking agent named Ed Saperstein to start taking on, all comers essentially. That team later was broken up and then reorganized as Tommy Brookins Globetrotters, and Saperstein was a booking agent, like I said. And then at some point, depending on who you asked, it went down different ways. But Saperstein essentially, either through fair or foul means, depending on who you like to believe, seized control of the team and later became the Harlem Globetrotters. But on this day in 1927, that team, or the antecedents of that team, played their first game. There are lots of good and bad things that have been written. I've read 3 very good biographies of Abe Saperstein and or the Globetrotters in their early days. He did some really good things. He helped Minnie Minoso, and he helped Satchel Paige find their way into the majors. He, in fact, helped to pay off some of the debts that Jesse Owens had later in his life. He also played into some of the paternalistic and, frankly, racially insensitive and limiting stereotypes about Black people, and very famously insulted, or I don't think intentionally insulted, but ended up insulting a young William Felton Russell by trying to sign him and essentially going around him to negotiate with his coach. And that incensed Russell to the point that he said, I don't need one great white father talking to another great white father about my future. And that's what cost Saperstein his chance to sign Russell. So a complicated legacy. Both the Globetrotters and Saperstein have a complicated legacy. At one point, the Globetrotters were one of the most famous basketball teams and one of those famous sports teams in the world. Traveled practically everywhere. One of the first American professional teams to play in the Soviet Union. But now they are a third or fourth tier sort of entertainment organization that doesn't play 20, 30,000 seat auditoriums anymore. Now they play, fairgrounds and things like that. So some people think they sort of should be consigned to the dustbin of history. I think there's still a place for the Globetrotters as sort of I hope they embrace their place in history and celebrate their place in history, but they definitely have, as I said, a very complicated history. That is my final thought.
Well, guys, don't forget, keep track of your picks. And Mr. Scott, I don't want to hear nothing from you now because we're starting all over. So it's not about what do you call them, cumulative. So you're starting from day one. We'll see how you do. Have a good weekend, everyone, and I look forward to talking to everyone next week. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Take care. 2026.
Yes, 2026.